Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot Jalen Wilson. Jalen, what's happening?
Not much, just chilling, I guess.
Hey man, you're a stone cold demon, boy. You're a stone cold demon, man. I couldn't be more proud of you how you handled that situation yesterday, brother. But it's college football is in the air. We know a lot of programs is canceling their spring games and whatnot, but it's still
Did,
been good to
did,
see. Go ahead.
didn't Alabama cancel their spring game, or did they say it's not televised? I think they said it's not
It's
televised.
not yeah. I mean, can you blame schools with the amount of tampering that happens in the sport and you know,
They gonna tamper anyways. It
not
don't,
want to
don't think it
release the
matters.
intel. We gonna get the information regardless. I think that's what people don't realize. We gonna get the information, man.
The government, I don't want tampering to happen off the spring game because I'm
Yeah.
there for them. Okay, it's gonna happen regardless. If it don't happen in the spring, if it don't happen after the spring game, it might happen after the season. Oh well.
Nino had a quick fix for it. He said, "Get rid of the late window transfer portal."
Mm.
That was his quick fix. So you better be right when you decide to transfer.
I don't mind
schools. Yeah, you don't mind that.
that. The only way it could be a late window is if your coach get fired.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he said. So let's start this episode off with a little. It's kind of rapid fire, not really rapid fire, but I'm gonna call it rapid fire anyway. We're gonna do rapid fire champions and dark horses. We're gonna go for each conference. Shout out to my guy D. Now Dino's always in every time he gets that notification. So shout out to him. So Jalen, let's get into it. ACC champion. Give me a champion. Give me a dark horse.
I could go Miami, but I don't want to trust Cristobal. I'm gonna go Clemson.
Clemson wins it. Okay. And who's your dark horse?
With a dark horse, would you say like a Louisville would be a dark horse? Although they've been one of the better teams in the ACC the past 2 seasons.
They have been a couple seasons, but there's still a knock on Louisville. Like I don't know if you saw the overreaction on Monday. If you when I first came back after my hiatus, but Nino and Boomer were going in on Louisville. So would I consider Louisville a dark horse? No. Would many members of the media consider them a dark horse? Absolutely. I mean, Jeff Brom's 19-8 in this time there the last couple years. There, Clemson, there's every reason for me to say Clemson should be the team that wins the conference based on Dabo proved last year by winning the ACC championship that he can do it his way without the portal. Based on the fact they're number one in the country in return of production, based on the fact they got a dynamic guy at quarterback in Cade Klubnik, Garrett Riley, year 3 of his offense. And we saw them start off a little slow last year. They picked it up, and then towards the end of the year, they really got into high gear. So I expect them to be dynamic. But Louisville is actually my pick to win the conference.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going like dark horses, I would go like Georgia Tech or maybe a Duke.
Okay, D now says he likes Pitt as a dark horse.
Pitt's nice.
I like Pitt as well. North Carolina is my dark horse. Their schedule, and Belichick's gonna figure it the hell out.
Yeah.
They got that Syracuse schedule. Yeah, I trust them. They got that Syracuse as schedule. And if we look at the ACC, right? If we look at the dynamic of the ACC over the last 5 years, every year there's always been a team that, where did that come from? Pitt ultimately ended up being 7-6 last year.
Yeah,
man, they started off hot, yeah. And then we went to the game versus Syracuse. I was like, this is a game for me to figure out, and then they beat the hell out of Syracuse. So yes, I think I like Georgia Tech as your dark horse. My dark horse is North Carolina purely because of their schedule. All things aren't even in the ACC. But I do like your pick of Clemson. I think Clemson is just hard to beat with the amount of return on production. Cade Klubnik, Garrett Riley in year 3. It's going to be some fireworks in Clemson this year. I'll tell you that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Big 12, champion and dark horse.
Big 12 champion, honestly, I looked at it.
This might be the hardest conference.
Yeah, that's why I was like, champion, like, do I want to trust Arizona State going into year 3 with Kenny Dillingham?
That they're returning a lot of production. Kenny Dillingham really figured some things out this past season.
Although they lost their best weapon to Cam Scatterwood.
They did.
Problem. But
Sam Leavitt, I think we'll see him make the jump.
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying
he
this
was
upcoming
he a true
season.
freshman last season, or was he
Mhm.
sophomore?
Hey, Dino, don't be stealing my answers, bro. Hey, me and Dino, it's rare that he and I don't see eye to eye on this game. But Texas Tech is my favorite. And I'm gonna go out on a limb. They did me dirty a few years ago, but Texas Tech is actually my favorite to win the Big 12.
Really?
Yes.
I know you said them like what, a couple years ago or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was a couple years ago. They really let me down. They really let me down. But I think what they've been able to do via recruiting, what they've been able to do via the portal, the amount of return on production that they have coming back this year, if not now, then when? It's kind of the same question I posed for Iowa State and Matt Campbell last year.
Will Iowa State be considered a dark horse? I think I'm having
Yeah,
Arizona State winning it.
I think Iowa State could be considered a dark horse because you think about one of the last games you seen them play last year, they got the hell beat out of them. So
Yeah, and that was
I
the
would
Big 12
consider,
championship, right?
yeah. So I would consider them a dark horse. My dark horse, I might be going to the abyss with this one.
Would TCU be?
I think TCU could be a dark horse. I'm interested to see what Colorado has cooking up. I'm not sure if I'm ready to jump out there.
I wouldn't, because you lose your two best players.
You do,
right?
you do.
And not only are they your two best players, they're two dynamic players. You got Shador Sanders, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Travis Hunter, the best athlete in the country. Okay, you also lost Jimmy Horn Jr. You lost Shiloh. I don't know, depending on who you talk to. I don't know if that's a big.
I'm a huge Shiloh guy. Yeah, a lot of people don't like him, but I'm a huge Shiloh fan.
The defense still had their holes last year. You could say they were an improved team.
The physicality definitely went up a bit, but then you see them play a team like Kansas and they got punched them out.
Yeah, and BYU. Remember BYU?
Right. BYU did the same thing. Yeah, they did.
And you said Kansas, like,
ooh, Rocco as a Heisman dark horse. I like that deal.
It's like I wouldn't trust them just yet. That's more of like a team that spring, fall camp. We see where they at, see what the reporters are saying about them, and it's like, okay, now I can kind of make an observation.
Is Kansas State an easy route to a dark horse? You think?
Yeah, I think Kansas State can finish in the top two.
Yeah, I think they can as well. So I guess if I had to pick who would be my true dark horse? Because BYU came out of nowhere last year. Arizona State came out of nowhere last year.
Colorado came out of nowhere last.
Colorado,
they did.
They did. Based on the prior few seasons, they did. So I guess my dark horse would be Colorado. But that's only if Caden Salter is the starter, and we see Caden Salter of 2023 and not Caden Salter of 2024. I don't know what the hell happened with him last year.
Are we sleeping on Utah?
Maybe, and that's what Utah wants you though. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't worry about us. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about us at all. So let's get into the next one. So we got the Big Ten champion and Big Ten dark horse. We're going to talk about Big Ten football a lot. A little bit later on this episode, Athlon Sports released their power rankings for the Big Ten. I'm excited about that. I mean, I love this time of year. I prefer talking college football this time of year.
Do I gotta say who my dark horse is, or you want to guess who it is?
Your dark horse ain't a dark horse no more, brother.
It is.
It's champagne sipping in Illinois for sure, bro.
No, it is a dark horse because
how are you guys a dark horse? You guys, I think, have the highest return on production in the conference.
People are still going to say Ohio State. People are still going to say Oregon. People are still going to say Penn State before us.
I'll give you. Okay.
And people might say Michigan before us. Like,
no, I wouldn't. But yeah, okay. Illinois, Illinois is a dark horse. I give you that one. But that would be my dark horse too.
Like, I don't know.
He said Homer. Iowa will probably be my other dark horse as well, if we consider them a dark horse.
Actually, no, they offense stink.
I feel like you always taking digs at Iowa on this show.
I am. I don't like Iowa basketball or football, honestly. Nah. But I mean, Kirk Ferentz is always a player. He's always a coach that wins. So
yeah, I mean that's all he's done. I mean they will consider, how college football 25 decided who were the tier 1 schools. Not like in game, but based on pay. Iowa, it was based on winning, and Iowa was considered a tier 1 school last year because they win, like you say. So I'm trying to think who's winning it. I keep going to the well with this team, bro.
I'm going Oregon.
I'm surprised by that. I keep going to the well with this team. I just am. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think they're going to win it. I think Penn State. I think Penn State is going to win the conference next year.
I'm not trusting them anymore. Like that's a team that's like how people felt about the Celtics before they won the NBA championship.
Yeah,
I feel about
and they have every right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to actually do it for me to be like, okay.
Hey, Drew Aller played terrible in that game against Notre Dame. The throws that he missed, like
he played terrible in a lot of games last year. That was
Andy Kotelnicki did his job as a coordinator. He schemed up, but I think they got the best running back tandem in the nation. It's gonna be interesting. You know, they're gonna need more weapons.
But they had that last year and the year before, and they didn't win.
Best running back tandem in the nation last year. You don't think it was them boys in Columbus?
Oh my bad.
Yeah,
but they had one of the best.
Yeah, they had one of the best for sure. So I'm gonna go with Penn. I'm gonna go with Penn State to win the conference. Who did he now say? He said Ohio State and Iowa. Okay, Ohio State gonna run it back.
They got some return production on defense. They lose. Didn't they lose Jack Sawyer and JT?
Yes, they did.
They got Caleb Downs back. Denzel Burke, I think, is in the draft.
He declared. Yeah, I remember me and Nino were having that discussion. I believe he declared.
Then you got it was another corner that they like. I forget his name. He plays CB2. Sometimes he was CB1 last year. They lost their DC, right? They lost why am I forgetting name? Styles.
Who are we talking about?
Ohio State.
They
lost their DC, right?
Yeah. Jim knows.
Jim knows. I don't know why I said Styles.
He's actually still in conference. He's at Penn State now.
Yeah. And
they lost their offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, to the NFL.
Yeah. They also lost their quarterback, Will Howard. They're relying on
Julian Sand.
Yeah.
You don't think he has a higher ceiling than Howard?
He does. He definitely does. But we don't know if he reaches that ceiling at all.
Right. That's a good point.
So it's a thing. And then losing Emeka Ibuka. Yeah. Also, now you still got Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, who are obviously both good. But yeah, they're a team. Same with Oregon. They're losing Ted Johnson, Dylan Gabriel. I don't know how much of a loss that is. You losing the defensive lineman. Last name I think was Harmon, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't want to get his first name wrong. Derek Harmon. They definitely lost some pieces on defense. They lost. I think they're losing like 2 or 3 offensive linemen from last season. So I'm gonna go Oregon. They're keeping their 2 coordinators, although I don't know how much of a good thing that is sometimes.
Right.
So, I'm gonna go Oregon, and I don't care nobody say. To me, Illinois is a dark horse. No matter what, nobody gonna say Illinois is gonna win the conference.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody will say that, but you guys are number 3 in the nation in return production, 5th offensively, 8th defensively.
We are, and we still might not be ranked in the top 25. If we are, we're gonna be like 24.
That's probably accurate. Let's get into the next question. The other conference, who's their champion and who's their dark horse?
Dark horse. The champion I have time to decide because
I'm going Texas. I'm going Texas.
Yeah, like Texas is like I feel like is probably the obvious answer. But the dark horse I have a tough time deciding because I don't consider Alabama a dark horse.
Is South Carolina a dark horse? Is Florida a dark horse? Auburn.
South Carolina is.
South Carolina is a dark horse.
Yeah.
If you consider them a dark horse, that's what I'm going with my dark horse. But there's some people in our circle that consider them a big dog in that conference.
They definitely.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Week 1 they play Virginia Tech. Beamer go to his Paul stamping ground. So that's gonna be. I think it's a neutral site game. though. I want to say it's Atlanta or something like that.
It's man, they need to make those home games week 1.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely a case for them to be a big dog in that conference.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like I don't know if like the consensus is never really going to put them above Alabama. Never going to put them above Georgia. Never going to put them above Texas. So, I was going. I was thinking. I saw this question. I'm like, maybe Oklahoma. I thought about it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, nah.
Same D now. I want to go to that as well. That's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, I feel like South Carolina could be considered a dark horse.
Okay.
You said who? Auburn?
No. D now said Auburn.
Auburn. Okay.
The talent is there.
It is.
It's getting to work. Jackson, I don't know. It's a talent. I think he's far superior than Peyton Thorne is. So if they can get him comfortable and build that confidence, he does have that dual threat ability. It'll be interesting to see how well they're playing, and then with Killer Cam on the outside, this is really going to be interesting. Alrighty, who is your champion for the MAC?
The MAC, I had Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Dark horse, I was like, I don't know.
No, I didn't do dark horses. It's always tough because we have a great relationship with both programs. D-Now's been to Toledo quite a few times. We have a great relationship with Miami of Ohio. We have a great relationship with all the MAC schools. Really, I always have a time pick between Toledo and Miami of Ohio. I might have to go with Toledo. They had a little bit better recruiting.
Who won the MAC last year? Was it Toledo? I don't think it was Toledo.
Who played in the MAC championship last year?
Was it like Miami of Ohio?
He went to Toledo and Bowling Green. I like that. I know Miami of Ohio was in the championship. I'm not sure if they won or not.
I feel like Miami of Ohio won. I feel like it was a good game. If I'm not mistaken.
Who is your CUSA champion?
You said we're not doing dark horses, right?
No. I think Kennesaw State is going to be much improved this year, though. They're really high on the return of production list. I got Liberty, though. Ooh, Sam Houston.
That's a good pool, actually.
That's a really good pool.
Liberty is probably the favorite for most people.
Mm-hmm.
I would possibly go them. Kennesaw State. Would. I want to say they dark horses, but at the same time, I don't think they are.
No, you're right, D. Now, they're CUSA. Yeah, I think Jacksonville State. I'm sorry, just lost way too much. With coaching. Sidebar, it's been good seeing Rich Rod back at West Virginia. I was watching one of his press conferences a couple days ago. All righty, who's your SBC champion? Yeah, you're muted again. I think I'm gonna go Texas State. I was high on Appalachian State last year, but they had a lot to deal with without football. James Madison. Interesting. I still can't hear you, Jalen. Zoe Barnett, Will Cook. I like that. I still can't hear you. Not sure if something in your settings changed. Was it the AAC left? Let me see. While Jalen's working on that, yeah. So I think we got the AAC and then the Mountain West. No, I still can't hear you, bro. Look at you out here using all these other sports books and you ain't even using the best one. BetUS. Get 125% match bonus when you use the promo code CFB Nation. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 125% match bonus on your first deposit using that code CFB Nation. We know that college football is in the offseason, even though we don't celebrate that. CFB Nation, we do college football 24/7, but there are plenty of things for you guys to bet on.
Who will have the most wins? OKC Thunder or Cleveland Cavaliers? Can Luka and LeBron make it all mesh to make it to the play-in tournament? Maybe you're a college basketball guy ready to risk it all for Florida to make it to the big dance.
Basketball isn't for you? Maybe you're a football guy. Well, BetUS got you covered with this year's UEFA Championship. Can Liverpool or Barcelona win it all? Will Erling Haaland or Harry Kane lead their teams to victory?
May is going to get popping when the Kentucky Derby hits town. BetUS has you covered in that way too, with all major horse racing events. Point is, type in that promo code CFB Nation and go get that money.
All righty, Jalen, we good. Righty. So while Jalen's getting that figured out, we're gonna go over what we've chosen so far. My ACC champion is Louisville. Jalen's ACC champion is Clemson. I believe his dark horse is Louisville. And who did I say for my dark horse? I completely forgot who I said for my dark horse in the ACC. I believe I said North Carolina. In the Big 12, I went Texas Tech as my champion. Jalen might have went Arizona State, and I think for his dark horse, I don't remember who he chose. Big 10 champion, I went with Penn State. Jalen went with Oregon. The other conference champion, I went with. You good? Yeah, we back. I can hear you. All righty. So, who was your Conference USA champion?
Okay, it should be good now, right?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Like, I had to for some reason Google Chrome stopped reading my mic.
So it's all good, brother. No, we did Conference USA. Who's your Sun Belt champion? D9 one was James Madison, and we both agree with Texas State. Who's your AAC champion? D9 went with Navy. Who are you going with?
Navy's a good one.
Yeah, you like Navy? Navy was impressive last year. It's just Army was even more impressive last season.
Yeah, Navy kind of. You remember they started off good, then they kind of fumbled after that Notre Dame game. I think they lost a game before that Notre Dame game that kind of made their season look not as good as what it was. Because they didn't make the conference championship. It was who did Army play in the conference championship?
Was it Tulane?
Might have been Tulane.
Yeah, I like the Navy pick as well. I'm gonna go with Navy. And finally, who will be your Mountain West champion?
I want to roll UNLV or Boise, but they lost. Both schools lost a lot, and they not return it. They're returning. Boise State, I think, returning a lot, right? Or
let me look at their RP. Give me a second.
Because I feel like both schools, even if they aren't returning a lot, I feel like they're returning like a good amount of their production.
Yeah, I think Boise State was kind of up there from what I remember. If memory serves me correctly, they were kind of they number 9 in RP return production. Ninth in the country offensively, 31st defensively. That's pretty solid. But I think you're right with UNLV. I think they lost quite a bit.
Yeah, one of them I was looking at, I was like, they're not going to be as good this year. So was UNLV. Boise State.
Yeah, I'll go with Boise State as well. It's just because it's a new offense for UNLV. All righty. So that wraps up our rapid fire segment. Let's get into our second segment. ACC, Florida State, and Clemson reach an agreement on revenue distribution. Jalen, once upon a time, before this agreement, it'll cost the team roughly $700 million to exit the ACC. Now that's roughly at 130, which is much more feasible. And after 2030, it would be 75 million for a school to exit. And at that rate, I think what the new conference will probably be willing to assist with them leaving. Do you think that this has repaired the relationship with Clemson, Florida State, and ACC? Because we were there. ACC.
Yeah, we were there last year.
Jim Phillips ain't a type of guy, but he was a type of guy that day. He said, what did he say? They signed the contract not once but twice.
Yeah,
they said it wasn't forcefully. So you don't think this will help mend it at all?
I mean, for the time, but
for the time being, you think?
I think we're waiting until 2030 to see them leave.
They'll at least have them for the next 5 years. 6 years. Granted, Jim Phillips was not the commissioner when that TV deal was signed with ESPN all the way back in 2013, and then it was that's a long time to have a TV deal. You look at what these schools are being paid in the Big 12 with these schools for TV.
It was like that Magic Johnson deal. He remember he signed when he first went to Lakers. He signed like 10 years, $10 million, and then they were like, okay, we need to restructure this.
Back then, it sound good as a enter the NBA, but over time as the salary
money increases,
blossom, right.
Yeah, like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen signed that like 8-year deal.
Yeah. He was getting paid.
The beginning of it was good.
Peanuts, bro.
The back end was bad because the TV deal went up.
Yeah, it was.
So absolutely. It's kind of like this with the ACC. It's like, hell yeah, the front end might be good, but it's the back end to where now you got all these other schools, these other conferences making money.
They're not even in the same ballpark as it pertains to what the other conference is being paid and what the Big Ten is being paid as far as TV, right? But they also don't bring in what those schools bring in. But I can understand it from like a Clemson standpoint. I can understand it from Florida. They're big schools. Florida State did have a down year last year. So you think both programs are gone?
I feel like when we reach 2030, both programs are gone. If it's one school, I think that stays is Clemson.
You think Clemson stays?
Yeah. I think Florida State breaks off.
I think that relationship with the ACC and Clemson can be mended. We'll see at the ACC media days how people are moving, how people are feeling. But it was a stalemate. It felt like last year being at ACC media days. But I'm happy they was able to reach agreement.
Do you feel like that's a go to like?
That's a hell 130 chump change for them. You are right. I think 6 schools leave in 2030. That's
so. Do you feel like we just head into this college football? Like the future of college football is probably going to be like 2 super conferences.
Yeah,
and then the rest are going to be, or like are we going to consider it it's group of 8, group of however many?
Yeah. It's power 2, P2, and then
which would mean will we have to adjust the college football playoffs?
No, I mean it's going to be whether we like it or not. Big Ten and the other conference saying they want 4 programs each in the playoff. That's going to happen. I think. Shout out to Joe Klatt. Did you see the changes that he will make to the playoff format?
No. What did he say?
It was pretty dope. He said instead of just having just conference championships, he said he said that the SEC and Big Ten schools deserve automatic qualifiers. I think he said give 2 to the ACC. He said give 2 to the Big 12 and then 4 to the SEC, and then he said the qualifying games decide what your what your rank is. He said versus of having a 13-person committee vote on what your rank should be. He said do a conference championship. I thought it was a dope idea.
But don't the guy vote on what your rank should be anyways, right? We're talking about whenever they seed them. We're talking about whenever they seed them.
Yeah, for the seeding purposes. So he said if in the Big Ten and SEC you had the conference championship game and then you had 2 qualifier games as well. I was like, damn, that's pretty intriguing because then you have more than just these how many games we have during conference championship weekend? Is it 9? We have we have. Yeah, so then you'll increase the amount of games, and then maybe those qualifier games, Army Navy has such a stronghold on week 15. I don't know if they will want to add to the, because the pageantry and the tradition of their game. I don't know if they want to add those qualifier games that week, but it'll certainly be interesting. So I thought that was pretty neat. But back to the topic at hand. Let's get into these Athlon Sports Big Ten Power Rankings. I'm going to run through the teams, Jalen. Talk to me about where you agree with Athlon Sports, where you disagree, and it's something that you just hill you willing to die on as it pertains to these power rankings. At number 1, we got Ohio State, 2 Penn State, 3 Oregon, 4 Michigan, 5 Illinois, champagne sipping the champagne. At number 6, Indiana. Number 7, Nebraska. Number 8, Iowa. Number 9, Washington. Number 10, USC. Number 11, Minnesota. Number 12, Michigan State. Number 13, Rutgers. 14, Wisconsin. 15, UCLA. 16, Northwestern. 17, Maryland.
Name every team after USC.
18, Purdue. After USC, Minnesota, Michigan State, Rutgers, Wisconsin, UCLA, Northwestern, Maryland, Purdue.
Minnesota finishes over USC.
Minnesota finishes over USC.
Yeah, I think USC got a lot of problems with the line of scrimmage that, of course, you don't want in the Big Ten.
Right.
I think Minnesota finishes over USC in this conference.
D-Nile, I couldn't agree with you more. He said he needs Nebraska to prove it to be higher than Iowa.
That's how I felt too. Honestly, like I was gonna make a case.
I feel like Nebraska is like everybody's favorite. You remember there was a talk out there based on their schedule that they could possibly go 11-1.
Yeah,
this past season. You remember that verbiage? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Y'all not seeing what I'm seeing. And now y'all boys are scared to have a spring game. I'm gonna call it like I see it, man. Nebraska's scared to have a goddamn spring game.
By the way, that sellout record is fake.
You said this, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you now. I don't know why I didn't register that Iowa was behind.
Yeah,
Nebraska.
they shouldn't be.
I would pick Iowa over Nebraska.
I mean,
no matter
I feel like Jed Fish year 2 in Seattle may be better than Nebraska this upcoming season. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy the Nebraska thing. How you feel about Indiana? You know, they kind of came out of nowhere last year. We saw Kurt Signetti. It was a beautiful story. Schedule's like, definitely more tough this year.
Yeah, I feel like they will be more hunted this year because they were more the hunters.
Right.
They're behind. They're number 6, right? They're behind Illinois, but they're in front of Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, Indiana is at the 6th spot. Yep.
Yeah.
In front of Nebraska, behind Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I look at these,
if I said I think they should be lower.
No, I mean, I think you can make a case for Iowa. I think you can make a case for Nebraska over them.
I think we're putting too much onus on recent history.
Last year,
with this power ranking. I wonder how.
Which that happens. That happens.
Let me see how they did in recruiting this past season.
They did good. Actually, I think they had one of the best classes of all time. Maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember they got a 4-star and they were like going crazy over them. They're like, "Oh, we don't really get 4 stars." I remember they took that recruit away from Illinois too.
Yeah, because the rankings I'm seeing, it was Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Nebraska, Penn State, Wisconsin, Washington, Maryland, Rutgers, Michigan State, Minnesota, Illinois, UCLA.
Where was Michigan State at? I don't know if I even heard their name.
Yeah, they had a couple of 3-star. They had 3 4-star recruits, 31 3-star recruits. And then where Michigan State was on that list, was it 13?
Yes. Okay.
It was 12. It was 12.
Who's below Michigan State?
The teams that are below Michigan State are Rutgers, Wisconsin, UCLA, Northwestern.
I think Rutgers finished over though.
Yeah,
I feel like Wisconsin finishes
the
over.
Maryland disrespect, bro. I know what y'all gonna think. It's the homer. It's the fact that we go to a lot of Maryland games. Like Maryland at 17. Like last year was a bad year for Maryland. And they have lost some talent. I think Cal Felton is gone. Billy Edwards Jr. Where the hell are you transferred to?
Oh, Wisconsin.
That's funny, but he probably does fit Luke Fickell's system a little bit better than he fit Maryland's system.
Although Luke Fickell's system might not fit Wisconsin, but
it don't.
You know, you trying to fit a circle or trying to fit a
I think
the circle.
I think the appropriate placed teams, if I'm being honest, I think Purdue is appropriately placed. I think Rutgers is appropriately placed at 13. I think Illinois is appropriately placed at 5?
We're better than Penn State.
No.
KT, we gonna choke those games, KT. I'm sorry. You give us Penn State roster, we gonna choke those games.
Hey, bro. I don't know. Is Illinois better than Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Michigan overrated?
Were they number 4 in this one?
At number 4, and I understand they did beat Ohio State
like
last year.
One spot higher than what they should be. That's about it, though.
Okay, so you would say that you guys should be ranked over them based on return of production.
Yeah, we beat them last year. We got the better coaching staff. We actually just hired James White.
Let's go off script for a second. I know that's your dog from New England. Let's go off script for a second. Who would be your player of the year in this conference this upcoming season?
I feel like the preseason favorite would be Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, but who's your favorite? I'm asking you your favorite. I'm giving you an alley hoop here. All you gotta do is dunk it, bro. You gotta do is dunk it, bro.
I feel like you're gonna be choosing Gottmeyer.
Luke. It
My bad, Luke Gottmeyer. My fault.
Luke Gottmeyer, bro. Yes. I think let me go over this. I think he may had the best season out of all quarterbacks in this conference this upcoming year. He said no shot.
Oh dang, he must be talking about Iowa trying to score a touchdown.
Let me pull up Luke Altmaier's stats, man.
I mean, he did have amazing stats last year.
But there were moments he was incredible, man.
Yeah, he had moments where I'm like, dang, he looked like a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers, than Carson Beck, than whoever else, than Dylan Gabriel, than Will Howard.
25-year-old playing against 18-year-old kids.
Hey, that's college football now. Actually, that's college athletics now.
Yo, I didn't know he was from Starkville.
Yeah.
Yeah, completed 60% of his passes last year, 22 touchdowns, 6
I think he was 23, 22.
Is he? 26 is hilarious, bro.
Hey,
they did get a win against South Carolina last year. Hey, you remember the controversy after that South Carolina game last year? Where everybody was mad at Brett Bielema.
Yeah,
he was calling all sorts of names.
Yeah, because everybody mad because we abused the substitution stuff with the clock and everything. Like, bro, it's a part of the game. Quit crying about it. Don't get mad because nobody else does that in the SEC. That's probably why y'all didn't win a championship this year.
25-year-old playing against 18-year-olds is crazy, bro. So y'all finished 5th in the Big Ten this past year.
Yeah, hey, if Luke Gottmeyer to the draft, he be number 3 quarterback.
It's possible, bro. Y'all could be 6-0 before y'all play Ohio State.
We can beat Ohio State.
Y'all play Western Illinois at Duke. That'll be a tough one, but you guys should win. Western Michigan.
We beat Western Michigan.
At Indiana.
Beating Indiana.
I like that. Home against USC.
That would be. I have to see what USC look like, but I think we got the better line of scrimmage.
Okay. At Purdue.
Oh, we whooping on Purdue.
Okay. Ohio State, but it's a home game. At Washington. Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwest. Yo.
I see one loss.
Yo. Hey, y'all got this. Y'all schedule, bro. Y'all might be. He said he is set for a 6th round. Now it's on one right now. Yeah. D-Now got y'all 9-3.
That's cool. I remember last week where D-Now said that USC was going to finish over us. But things happen in the week. Things happen too.
Yo, who the 3 losses, D-Now?
It ain't USC, I'll tell you that. It ain't Purdue.
You know the game I'm most worried about? Because something magical always happens every time you guys play them at Wisconsin game.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys can beat Ohio State at home. Purdue gave y'all a scare last year, though.
They did. They shouldn't have.
Did you turn the TV off that game?
I was at that game.
Ohio and Duke. You was at that game.
I was at that. For KT, I was at that game. Me and my family left early because we was like 2 touchdowns, like 2 minutes left. It's done. We get back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
They up one. Purdue up one. We like, oh man. I told my dad, I was like, oh shoot, Purdue took the lead. He was like, well, Illinois lose, they don't deserve it then. So
hey, that's funny, dog.
Yeah. Then we went to Chili's
and
we watched the game from there.
Oh yeah, I finished watching the game at Chili's.
Yeah, they were telling us to wait. I asked the waitress, I was like, hey, can I sit at the bar and watch the game? So she was like, yeah, go ahead.
So you guys don't play Oregon?
No.
You don't play Penn State?
No, we would beat Penn State.
You don't play Iowa?
No, we would definitely be Iowa. We ain't worried about them.
You don't play.
They in the past.
Hold on, who else don't you play? You don't play Michigan. You don't play Oregon. You don't play Penn State. You don't play Iowa. Jesus Christ, bro!
You don't play UCLA? No, UCLA. I think we play.
Nah, y'all don't play UCLA, but I would want to play you at UCLA. I think your toughest games, you guys are at home. That at Duke is going to tell me what you guys are, though. But your toughest games, you play at home. The Ohio State
Washington
game
could be a super game.
You said, well, yeah, Washington, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jed Fish gonna have them boys rolling this year, boy. I really do believe that.
In all seriousness,
he said, "Stop sleeping on Mark Gronkowski." Gronowski, I mean.
Hey, in all seriousness, I can see Illinois having 2 losses, 3 losses maybe, because sometimes the ball bounce weird. You might have a fumble here and there, and
10-2 y'all in the playoff.
Yeah, what?
9-3 y'all in the playoff.
No, because we're Illinois, so they're going, oh no,
if y'all come out the gate 6-0, could upset Ohio State, it would be interesting.
Remember last time you probably don't remember the last time we were 6-0.
When was the last time y'all were 6-0?
2011. We started out 6-0, and then we, funny enough, I think we dropped the game to Ohio State, and then we lost the rest of the season at 6-6.
What scares me is you guys can start off 7-0, all this media hype, and y'all gotta take a trip to Seattle and watch them beat the brakes off it, y'all. That would scare me. That would scare me. The real Juice Williams. Nah, he wasn't there. I think Juice Williams.
Juice Williams wasn't there. It was Nathan Shieldhouse who was there.
Oh yeah, that's your favorite player of all time, right?
Yeah.
Illinois history.
Brandon Cam Newton, Brandon Tebow.
I almost ended the episode,
hey,
bro.
He was just that good.
But I know you're a fan. Like that's how I feel about Jay Williams and Duke.
So
SEC tournament on right now.
I'll be OC in the future. You said who?
SEC tournament is on right now, isn't it?
No, ACC tournament. No, the big tournament's next week. The little small tournaments, the group of the group of 4 conferences,
the mid majors.
Yeah, the mid majors is this.
Mm-hmm.
The big tournament, ACC, Big 10, SEC, Big 12. They're all next week.
All right, Jalen. Shout out your page. Let us know what you've been working on and what you got coming up next.
Oh, you're just Jalen. Gonna drop a video in a couple minutes, probably after this. Yeah. Undrafted players. After that, I'm gonna work on some March Madness stuff. Actually,
I'm excited. I'm excited for that for your channel.
Yeah, because of course I like basketball more than football. Oh wait, what did he now say?
Okay, Jalen is a fan of John.
What'd he say?
Jalen is. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Jalen is a fan of John Bouchier. How you say that?
I don't even know. Who is that?
He about to have me get on Google.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so March Madness is about to start. I'm gonna try to do some basketball videos for the first time.
He was a former Illinois quarterback. Look at D now with the pool, man.
What years? I remember our backups.
He was there. He went on draft in 2005. So
okay, yeah, no wonder I didn't know.
2001, yeah, to them.
Yeah, that's what they when I was just being born.
He said really shitty. Hey, shout out to D now, man, keeping us entertained in the chat. Jalen, I'm looking forward to your videos dropping. I just dropped a couple of videos on the platform. Governor of College Football. We're back.
Wait, on your YouTube?
Not my YouTube. On here, on CFB Nation. Oh, he transferred from Iowa. That's why I did not know who he was.
Okay. I was like, I ain't never heard of him.
Really shitty. That's crazy. I don't remember.
Yeah, no. Hey, we see Iowa in the Big Ten tournament. We beating them. We smacking them.
This is y'all talking college basketball.
So,
oh man,
yeah.
What do you think y'all see to be in the tournament?
I think we could beat Purdue. And I think if we beat Purdue, win the Big Ten tournament game, because we're gonna be the AFC, so we're gonna have to play Indiana, I think, first, and then Michigan State, and then after that, I think it's gonna be the Purdue probably. I think we win a game. We can definitely beat Michigan State for sure. But I think we end up with a 7 seed.
How many teams will the SEC get in?
Auburn, Kentucky, not Texas, not Oklahoma.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, that win against Tennessee last night probably did it. Texas A&M, Alabama. I gotta say it's probably like 7 or 8. 7 or 8. So.
Hey man, I had a lot of fun on this episode. Jalen, I got great. Get back to work, man. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive in the fastest. While college football is the greatest regular season. And until next time, you all take care. We got a couple shows coming up tonight. I think World of the Moon will be live tonight. Debbie Darlings may be tonight as well, and Road to the NFL Draft. So I'm excited for a lot of that. We've been giving you guys a lot of content, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all take care.